We actually had a lot of snow in parts of North Texas earlier this morning. A lot of it was actually lake effect snow. You can see those snow flurries, falling, but some of it kind of accumulated in some spots, right? Especially around Lake Lewisville. The cold Arctic air actually moved over the relatively warm water and it condensed and it went up into the atmosphere. It came back down and yeah, it was actually very beautiful. We didn't have a whole lot of that in necessarily downtown Dallas. I didn't see any of it, but parts of, I know, like around Oak Cliff, they actually had a little bit of light snow. Let's go ahead and go and look at some of those snowfall totals. Knollwood picked up 3.2 inches. Sherman coming in under a couple of inches. Denison 0.8, Crowley 0.6, and Benbrook half of an inch. So those are some decent snowfall totals, but these numbers are going to be very low as well. Earlier this morning, we did officially make it down to about 13 degrees at DFW. We made it down to 11 in Denton, 10 in Sanger. We made it down to 9 in Decatur, 8 in Bridgeport. So a lot of us seeing those single digits. Well, I think we could do it all over again by tomorrow morning, which is why we have that extreme cold warning in effect for all of DFW. But you can see some of our eastern counties under that cold weather advisory. All you need to know is it's going to be cold no matter where you go across North Texas. It's going to be dangerously cold with wind chills likely dropping below zero for a lot of us. This is our WFAA studios camera. Temperature of 22 degrees, but the wind chill still sitting at 8. Right now we're at 23 in Bowie, 20 in Archer City, 20 in Stephenville, 20 in Meridian, 25 in downtown Dallas, and 22 degrees in Terrell. But here's the wind coming in out of the north, anywhere between about 15 to 25 miles an hour, but we actually still have that wind gust of 30 in Corsicana. So after factoring that in, it feels much colder. It feels more like 11 degrees in Fort Worth, 7 in Waxahachie, 9 in Corsicana, 9 in Mejia, and it feels like 4 in Archer City, 4 degrees in Wichita Falls, 3 below zero out in Haskell. Overnight tonight, we're dropping down into the teens once again. We're dropping down to about 13 degrees is I think where we end up at DFW, and the record low is actually 19, set back in 1939, so I think we're easily going to be breaking that record. But after factoring in the wind, I think it's going to feel much colder. In fact, it's going to feel like 8 below zero. Over in Bowie, 6 below in Decatur, and 4 below in Denton, 3 below zero over in McKinney. Temperatures tomorrow, I think we stay below freezing for a lot of us. I think officially at the airport, DFW, we're going to make it to about 31 degrees, but about 29 in Bowie, 30 in Graham, 31 in Mineral Wells. The farther south and east you go, temperatures may actually make it a couple of degrees above freezing. Let's go ahead and fast forward to the weekend because that's when we're expecting that next chance of precipitation. The good news is I think by Friday we do make it above freezing. Saturday morning temperature is going to be right around freezing, but I think we're going to be dry. We're going to see increasing clouds during the day on Saturday. We're going to stop the clock Saturday at 7 and notice we finally have some very light rain, but it's going to be plain rain because temperatures will be well above freezing just to the south, and that's going to be moving off to the north and east during the afternoon and evening and all the way through Sunday morning. This is going to be Sunday at 5 a.m. We still have some light rain around, but by later in the afternoon, the rain moves away. We actually work in some sunshine and temperatures should make it back at least into the 50s. But we have to get past tomorrow first. Temperatures are still going to be very cold. What we're looking at are the temperatures and the wind chills. This is all going to be for tomorrow. So 7 o'clock in the morning, forecasting that low of 13, but it's going to feel like -2. At 1 o'clock, we make it to 26 degrees, but it's going to feel more like 17 degrees. And then at 4 o'clock, we make it to just under the freezing mark, but I still think it's going to feel more like the low 20s. So overnight tonight, I think eventually skies become partly cloudy. We're going to see record cold temperatures dropping down to about 13. Still a little breezy. The wind really dies down, I think, during the day tomorrow. Lots of sunshine, but just below freezing. We make it to 31. On Friday, we finally make it to 35 degrees. Still cold, but by Saturday, mostly cloudy. We have that chance of rain. Temperatures in the upper 40s. Sunday coming in a little bit cooler than what we were forecasting yesterday, but looking at a high of about 57 degrees. But I think we're going to take it, right? By early next week, we're still looking at those last 7 days or the low 70s. Then the last 7 days, we're looking at temperatures in the 60s and 50s.